For them was out of it. Money was difficult and there were problems, and I thought, well, records dry up, where do you go? What's going to happen? You've got to survive, you see.
The group was on the cusp of breaking up around that time.
I've had this idea about doing weddings, rent a pop star, go and drive them, to the wedding.
Yes, Dave was going to start a wedding car business. Not one of his brightest ideas.
So I said to Chaz, I think I'm going to have to leave and do this. So I thought it was a good idea. And he rung me up a week later and said, I've had an offer. It's funny how things happen, isn't it,
The call came through from Reading that Ozzy Osbourne had pulled out.
He didn't feel as though his band, Blizzard of Oz, was ready.
And I told Nod and Jim I wasn't doing it, and they'd accepted it.
He was having none of it, Dave. He didn't want to do it. He was adamant he refused.
But Chaz was on the phone again. Are you thinking about it, Davey? I said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I must admit, something was twitching me, and then he talked me into it.
And there was sort of this buzz about the place that it was going to be right for us somehow to play that day.
I want to see everybody get your boots on and raise both your hands in the air. Glory, hallelujah.
We walked on stage. In 45 minutes, we went from a no hope to a huge, we were back, big time. The crowd they were going so crazy, and somebody was shouting down, Merry Christmas. So here we were, the middle of summer, heavy metal concert, the whole tens of thousands of people all singing Merry Christmas. Crazy.
And that night driving home, I couldn't sleep, thinking what I'd just done. And I was about to leave.
People must have been shocked that we could still play. After all these years together, for some strange reason, they must have thought, oh, well, they can't play anymore.
By the early 80s, American glam metal bands like Kiss were openly copying Slade. Quiet Riot even topped the US charts with Come On Feel the Noise.
We'd released it 10 years before, and it never saw the light of day. And they take it to #1.
Following Quiet Riot's success, Slade themselves finally broke into the American charts.
If you're in the swing, money ain't everything. If you're in the swing, run away. See chameleon lying there in the sun. All things to everyone, run away.
I suppose our time had come in America.
To capitalise on the new success, Slade toured America with their old chum from Brum, the sobering influence that is Ozzy Osbourne.
And we got offered this tour with Ozzy Osbourne. We flew to the States and did a few sort of warm-up gigs, if you like.
Every time they tried to do anything in America, something would happen where it would prevent them. I mean, they should have been the biggest thing since the Beatles in America.
I began to feel really ill and I didn't know what it was. Called doctors in, they didn't know what the heck was going on.
I remember being in San Francisco with them, and then I said, we're going home. And I said, why? I said, Jim's got an hepatitis. And I thought, what?
I felt as though I was dying. Something really weird was going on.
We'd come off stage and Jim collapsed in the dressing room.
And it was just one of those points in history, just like the Beatles at Candlestick Park. We didn't know that was it.
We all need someone to talk to, my oh my. We all need someone to talk to, my oh my.
But the crunch came when we were set to come home, and CBS had put this personal appearance for us in Cleveland, Ohio.
Need someone to talk to, my oh my.
There was something within us that we were saying, we've paid our dues, we've trod the boards for 20 odd years.
We're standing on their stage playing, don't forget Jim's ill as well. We've got these tapes going behind us, I'm singing live, and it's like doing a television show, but in front of these thousands of people.
If you ain't got nothing planned, we all need some loving, my oh my.
I mean, it was like karaoke, if you like. And I'm looking at it, what the hell are we doing?
The end of us live was the end of the band, really.
I got in the car and I said to us, this is never going to happen with this band again. Never.
That's the last time we actually toured together. That was 84.
It was fabulous for young lads all together. But when I'd done it for that long, I didn't want to do it anymore. It had no attraction for me anymore. I was getting offered other stuff, and I wanted to try other stuff. I came to the point when I thought, if I don't try to do this other stuff now, I'm never going to try it.
Slade were dead as a live act, but Vic and Bob just wouldn't let them lie.
The Vic and Bob thing.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, dear.
I don't really know why they picked on us.
Come on in there, Dave.
He's doing me hairstyle. Come on, Dave, let's cut the corner of your hair here, over you, and all this Brummy accent.
Did Mr. Hill finish? Right, how does it look, Jimmy? Is the bend even?
Busting down.
What you laughing at, Noddy?
Really, I suppose in a surreal kind of way, it's pretty much what we were like in them days.
And in 1995, when Oasis Noel Gallagher did a spot of radio DJing, a Slade fan made a novel suggestion for Noel's next record.
So they sent me and Dylan into the back room, and we were looking through like all the CDs.
So Noel's looking through this kind of CD collection, and I'm looking through, and I spot Slade Greatest Hits. So I kind of went, Noel, you got to play some Slade.
If it wasn't for him, then we wouldn't have done the Slade cover, really. Of course, Liam being Liam, if you watch the footage of Top of the Pops, the best bit about it is he's so blatantly miming out of time, it cracks me up, man. One Feel the Noise, girls grab the boys, we'll go wild, wild, wild. And it just sounded like an Oasis song, you know.
It's a bit uncanny for me when I'll write a song and people say, it sounds like Oasis. And it's just putting the cart before the horse.
I went to see Oasis when they did Main Road, and they came on and did it as the encore.
We found out Noddy was up in the balcony listening. I mean, I hope it was as good for him as it was for us, because it was brilliant.
It was great seeing 40,000 kids singing along to it. A song that was 20 years old, more than 20 years old, and the audience was singing along to it in the 90s.
I love that music, I love that sound, I love this new channel that
Since then, Dave and Don have started touring again as Slade 2. Jim recovered fully from hepatitis and still writes songs, while Noddy has become a radio DJ and successful actor.
Thank our lucky stars we packed in them daft ideas about trying to start a pop group.
Cheers.
Cheers.
When you're going to get back together with Slade, that's all I ever get me here now. You know, but it ain't going to happen. I don't know why people can't sort of accept the fact it's not going to happen.
I thought we might, do something for Millennium or something, you know. I'm sure somebody'd love us.
So come on,